You'll be all right. Don't worry. All right. I'll shield the bee.
Thank you.
So 514, yeah.
I've probably made every mistake a grown man can make in his dating life. Okay, I've been embarrassed,
I'm good. Thanks.
laughed at, and rejected more times than I can even count. But every mistake that I made became a lesson. And when you start stacking those lessons, that's the difference between winning and losing. So if I had a flying DeLorean, here are the 5 lessons that I would drill into my younger self that would take me from getting constantly rejected and ignored to living out a dating life I didn't think was possible. And today I'm giving them to you with proof. Lesson number 1 is stop trying to impress her, okay?
You look like such a tourist with the Nikon camera.
I used to think that I'd have to use the perfect, witty, James Bond smooth one-liner. I'd try to win her over. I'd try to say the perfect thing. But the thing is, guys, is once you stop performing and start actually just authentically being yourself, you start to get more comfortable in these conversations because you're no longer in your head thinking about what she wants to hear. And this is the biggest game changer, because when you can be comfortable in your own skin, she'll reflect that same energy. She feels what you feel. It's not about saying the perfect thing, being smooth, wearing the Gucci outfit, rolling up in a Lamborghini. It's about the vibe, your presence and your energy. She will reflect that same vibe, which brings me to lesson number 2, which is stop pedestalizing her. If you treat her like a fan, she'll treat you like a celebrity. So instead of trying to impress her, get curious. See if you guys will even vibe first and see if she's worth investing time into, okay? Beauty is common, but a man who's driven, ambitious, on his purpose, that has gone through setbacks, failures, and rejection is more rare. You are the one choosing. You're the one seeing if you want to invite her into your life. You're not auditioning to be in hers. See who she is before investing more time into her. But it's hard to do this if you're operating from a scarcity mindset, okay? Which brings me to lesson number 3, which is go from scarcity to abundance. If you're out in the desert for 4 days straight with no food or water, well, no food because water you die, and then you go to a buffet, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna start running around the buffet like crazy, eating everything in sight, right? And it's the same thing if you haven't talked to a girl or you don't have a lot of women in your life. Women can sense that desperation. So there is a little fake it till you make it here. One of the fastest ways to kill attraction is to act like she's your only option. The more you chase, the faster she'll run. I used to overthink every text, make myself way too available, and of course, she would lose interest because she's thinking like, why does this guy have so much time? Why is he pursuing me to the end of the earth and he barely knows my first name? Like, he's coming on way too strong here. Don't make yourself too available. And if you guys are out there working on your purpose, building yourselves up while meeting women naturally and working on your social confidence, then you start to move differently. You start to move like a man on a mission, and the women come second, right? But that doesn't mean that you just work on yourself, ignore women until you get to a certain area. No, you work on these skills as you go about your day-to-day life. You build that social confidence because building social confidence actually makes you better in all these other areas. And having that confidence, that take it or leave it mentality, when you go up and talk to a girl, if she doesn't fit your vibe, cool, you'll move on. And having that confidence, women can feel that when you don't need anything from them and you're not afraid to express yourself. But just because you've built that confidence doesn't mean that you can now just sit back and have the women chase you. No, you have to do a little initial pursuing, which brings me to my next point is you have to be the one to lead the dance. Don't be expecting her to do it. Lesson number 4 is always lead with intent.
I was just walking by and I thought you were kind of cute, so
Thank you.
I had to come up and say hi.
I used to wait for the girl to give me permission instead of leading because I was too afraid to get rejected. I would wait for the perfect sign to show that she's interested first. And the problem is that I waited too long. I either got friend zoned or I missed the opportunity. You gotta lead the dance, fellas, whether you're going up and talking to her, making the conversation more playful, deciding where you're gonna go on the date, going for the kiss. You have to be the one to unapologetically be bold and say what the it is you want without waiting for permission. Women don't wanna have to guess and solve a puzzle to figure out and identify how you feel about them. You have to make it known. You have to let them feel that through your eye contact, your body language, slowing down your voice, staring at her like you want her. You have to give her the eyes. Or else if you're too friendly or she's in her head, she's just gonna be thinking, okay, well, maybe he's not into me. I'll just move on. And she'll lose that sexual attraction. You don't wanna be the friendly guy who's hiding desire. You don't want to be the friendly guy who's too afraid to express himself. You want to be the guy to confidently lead the interaction where you want it to go. And when intent meets presence, oh, guys, that is the ultimate recipe for attraction right there. Which brings me to lesson number 5, presence is everything. The thing that separates a friendly social guy from the guy that she can't stop thinking about at 3 in the morning is, drumroll please, presence. And not buying her a new car and a Gucci shirt or purse kind of presence, but your presence, how attentive you are, how in the moment. If you can master the moment, guys, you're ahead of 99% of the other people out there that are staring off into space way too in their heads and can't even friggin' focus on what people are saying. Most guys are way too in their heads, worrying about what to say, what she's thinking, or focused on the outcome that they can't even genuinely listen and be attentive. But if you're grounded, you stay curious, you're fully locked in, like a horse with its blinders on, she feels that. She feels understood. She feels, holy shit, like this guy's different. Because remember, guys, it's not about what you say, it's about the presence behind what you're saying, how you're making her feel. And if you carry that unapologetic, this is who I am, take it or leave it vibe, that shit is magnetic. And when you combine presence, intent, self-worth, and abundance, oh, guys, watch out, okay? It's a wrap. You stop chasing women and you start attracting the right ones into your life. Because I love you guys so much, here's the bonus lesson, okay? Women want to be approached. In fact, they dream about it. They don't want to have to tell their friends, oh my God, we met on Tinder. It was so romantic. No, they want to be swept off their feet by a guy with balls next to the organic bananas at the grocery store. Look at every rom-com you've ever seen or heard of. They're not matching on dating apps. Get it out of your head that approaching women is creepy, okay? Standing there wondering if you should and overthinking what to say while staring at them is creepy. Normalize socializing again. It's creepier and weirder to walk around with your face glued to your phone staring off into space than it is to talk to people, okay? So stop waiting and start leading. Be the guy who goes first, unapologetically. Most guys say they want to improve their confidence, but they don't actually build the skill. So if you're serious about mastering these lessons and incorporating them into your life, hit the link in my description below or pinned comment. We'll hop on a free call and we'll break down how you can start to implement these